welcome to 100 Days Faith. Now, in the last episode, we spoke about the fact that you already have faith, that when you gave your heart to Jesus, you received the measure of faith, the same measure of faith that every other person received. But why is it that your faith is not as effective as you want it to be? Why is it that you can't dare things for God? You can't do some amazing things that you wish to do for God? It's because of one thing. You are not feeding your faith. You are not exercising your faith. You are not, receiving the nutrients of faith. Now, you have muscles in your body. Every single person on earth has muscles in their body. But the moment somebody decides to exercise their muscles, we begin to see the effect on their body. So it's not an issue of praying for faith. A lot of people make the mistake of praying for faith. Oh Lord, give me faith, Lord, give me. No. It's like someone gives you a phone. Someone says, oh, I'm going to buy you a phone. And then the person comes, gives you the phone. And then the following day, you go back to the person and say, please, you say you give me a phone. Lord, I'll do what you say you will do. That is the way we do to God. God has given to us the measure of faith. Instead of us to use that measure of faith, we go back to Him in prayers, asking for faith. There is nowhere in the Word of God that God says we should pray for faith. So how do you increase, or if there's anything like that, how do you build your faith? How do you get faith? How do you get your faith to be effective? In the book of Romans chapter 10 verse 17. The Bible says, so then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. So the way to receive faith is by listening to the word of God. Faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word. So continuous hearing of the word of God, the word of faith, teachings that inspires your faith, not teachings of fear, defeat, guilt, and condemnation. If every time you go to church, what you're hearing is, if you don't do this, you will go to hell, you will go to hell. That's not a teaching of faith. If every time you go to church, they are beating you on the head with guilt and condemnation, we are nobody. We are all sinners in this world. We are not sinners. A child of God is not a sinner. That is not how your faith will be effective. Every time you go to God, you'll be feeling less of the kind of person that God has made you. If every time you go to church, the pastor is telling you, we don't know tomorrow. Someone can step out now out of this church and just fall down and die. That is not a teaching of faith. So when death or lack or sickness attacks you, you don't have a defense mechanism against it. Go to a place where your life is being imparted, where faith is being taught to you, where when you step out of the building, you are more full than when you came into the building. Faith comes by hearing the word of God. So the reason why you're feeling as though you don't have faith is because you are not listening to the word of God. You are not feeding your faith. That is the reason. It's not because you don't have faith. You have faith already. You are just feeding your faith. It is time to feed your faith, and that is why there is 100 Days of Faith. I look forward to a more exciting journey with you. God bless you. You already have faith. God bless you.